advice do you have for people on the storytelling fronts when they're trying to spread serious ideas?
I mean, it's all about story. One of the most basic writing rules is you show, don't tell. And what I found is, so I went and I read all the Stoics, and their arguments are incredible. They're actually remarkably accessible and straightforward. People ask me, well, I want to introduce my teenager to the Stoics. What should I read? I say, read Seneca, read Marcus Aurelius. People have been doing this for hundreds of years. I mean, you used to learn Latin as you were learning philosophy, and you were learning philosophy as you were learning Latin. Like, we so baby people when it comes to books these days. But I found the Stoics were as good as you can get as far as philosophy. This is not inscrutable, contradictory, nonsense. Even the names are much easier to pronounce than some of the other schools of philosophy. But when I would read writers on the Stoics, there was a lot of, well, they said this and then they said this, which means that it was just a lot of talking about the talking. And I just found that never to be as interesting as the originals, or when I would read something like Robert Greene, where he is demonstrating what that law looks like. Like the 48 Laws of Power is such a great example of doing this well. Robert Greene sort of distills down all of human history and power and politics and war into like 48 laws, right? And then he begins each chapter with an observance of the law, like a story of someone proving this being true. And then he illustrates it with a transgression of the law, someone violating the law and experiencing the consequences. And then he analyzes it and summarizes it in a symbol. It's a beautifully laid out book. It's a compelling book, but it's also a master argument in and of itself of this idea that you show, you don't tell. He's not doing this like academic paper business case study nonsense. He is taking a riveting tale from history that maybe you know about. You recognize that name, you've heard of this person, or you're a history buff. And then he's showing you what this looks like. And so you remember the law, but mostly you remember it because you saw it performed for you in a compelling story.